Ayi Bobo, Vila Vila Congo, Leofache Kotioshita, Ate, Ya Sony, Ya Frina, Abola Abo, Ya Bo Shishe, Akodo Kire, Ya Mukani Nana, Asheyo Asheya. I kind of did the intro, it's gonna be that E5 Live in the Flex. Kind of did a twist to the intro. I don't know how spirits leading me. And it's a whole lot of energy, you know what I'm saying? Y'all wonder what this is? I got my amulet. They got talisman, amulet, whatever not. So I'm into ancestral religion. I believe in a lot of things, do a lot of research, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just learning and sharing as I go. We're gonna try to reveal everything that I was supposed to from the jump. But, life and situation, life be life. So to finish off this reading, I'm just bring y'all to a quick summary to, hold on, first thing first, I'll be kind of speeding a little bit. Slow it down a notch. You feel me? We got that drum roll. All right. So, right there. Get down and boogie woogie with it. All right, let's get to it. Mine has a bat, so I'm going to put these dunks on. And we got the owl card, which was representing the past, owl potion, which was the earth energy, and it just symbolized, represent dealing with contemplation and basically your mind stimulated. I started off the New Year's when I was talking about it was a binary year, so it's gonna be a year where we got to activate, the crown chakra, the mind, the melon, what orchestrate the body. Then we got I would symbolize that to zero the binary, which would be infinite. Zero is for infinite because, zero has no beginning and no end. And then I was symbolizing that with the crown. And then I was dealing with that as zero, part of the binary, and the one was basically a quick summary of the Kundalini, which is symbolize, the spinal cord, but I also relates that to the tree, which symbolize the trunk. You know what I'm saying? I pulled these cards, this palm tree, so it's like a quick little bonus, what I'm up to is what I'm about to drop. And when I look at the tree, the tree has 3 different paths. You connect with the trees or whatever not. And I look at the tree as the roots as the subconscious. Because the subconscious is where the information is stored, and the conscious mind is sorting out what to pull out, what is understanding. And to symbolize the conscious, I would symbolize that as the tree with the leaves, whatever that's growing out the roots, which is the subconscious. I'm gonna break this down, but spirit led me to get back on track. Because the brain, that's what draw me the other night. I was talking about the brain and cleansing the soul, whatever, with the night owl. And we had a second card, which is the blood of the undead. Card of the undead, was basically talking about uplift and rise, the fire energy, breathing new life, inspiration. You feel me? If y'all probably wonder what I'm reading for, I be having my little notes, I be writing down and stuff. So that's what be taking me so long to do these readings. I really want to make sure I have everything intact. Because, I just learned from sister, Conjuring, Queen of Conjuring, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. She was speaking about about some of us, we can be like scholars, magician, and healers at the same time. And I just like just thinking about a lot, not from just that, but from me doing my research, gathering information for different people. Because one man can't run the land. All right, and then we got the third card, which would be the moonlight, right? And the moonlight is basically saying, embracing feminine energy and discovering who you truly are and your innermost desires. And it's basically saying you are renewed, and it's dealing with silver, embracing change, moon phase, and discovering your true self. See me, I'm kind of like coming down with one, but I'm on point. Silver represent the night and the moon, and also symbolize intuition, contemplation, and it's often seen along the side of water. So, also associated with the brain. So all through this reading was basically talking about the brain, activating that binary code within yourself. And then the next card would be the poison. And with that, the poison card is basically kind of probably said that backward because this was supposed to be the third card and this is supposed to be the fourth card. But Liquid Moon, I broke that down, but now they know it's older. And Poison is actually the third card, which represents the past and what challenged you. Because you had past, you feel me? Then we had that was Night Owl. Then we had present, which is the blood of the undead. And we had the future, which is the poison. All right, past, present, and future. And with that being said, it's basically saying that poison is the card that challenged you. This is the most volatile of the four basic elements. It represents fiery emotions such as passion, love, and hate. I know people say, hate, sometimes hate is needed, you know what I'm saying? You can't love everybody, but not everybody gonna love you. You understand me? You gotta understand that. And basically saying the poison sand of time. Protect yourself from toxic influence, trust your intuition, and maintain your inner strength. Affirmation: I choose only to consume what is beneficial to me and have the antidote within me to fight off poisonous infection. Understand me? And last but not least, we have the dragon breath. And the dragon breath is basically related with fire, which symbolize fire is one of the most volatile of the four basic elements, which I just said. I just read out what came out of poison. So we keep on seeing fire, silver within the reading. Not to mention, I have pulled these cards before the full moon, whatever. I'm not trying to say like I'm more knowledgeable, more knowing of anybody, but it's like, that's what kind of took me a little time to really put my reading out. Because it's okay when, when full moon, we all putting out the information, whatever. But me, I kind of like want to like kind of be in my own lane, if I may say. But I'll be on point, like clockwork. And basically the fire energy is like symbolize structure. An equilateral triangle pointing upward representing flame. Associated, it represents heat, dryness, and masculine energy. Colors frequently represented by red or orange. Opposite, the downward pointing triangle representing water, often used to indicate purification, calcination, or the fiery natures of substance in the alchemical text. Zodiac signs are Aries, known for a sudden burst of energy. Leo, associated with the consistent sun energy. Sagittarius, associated with expansive energy. Attribute represent passion, love, anger, and intense emotion. Colors, humor, represent orange and yellow. Okay, breaking that down. And last but not least, fifth card is the outcome. Because we have what grounds you, what inspires or uplifts you, what challenges you, what must you change, and the outcome. So this is what the change card, which was the liquid moon. You feel me? And going back to that, going back to the outcome, which is the dragon breath. And I've been seeing YouTube, social media, a whole lot of information on the dragon. So I guess I'm aligning with the information that's being presented. So that means, I am on the right track. I'm not saying that I need others to distinguish my path, but I kind of want to relay in a sense. Not being an outcast all the time. But sometimes that's good. And the dragon breath says, embrace the fiery spirit within as you navigate through challenges, for they hold the promise of significant transformation. Affirmation: with the dragon's breath, I unleash my inner fire and revive my soul. I feel brave and powerful. Your spirit is on fire. You may be just coming to the end of a difficult period, so be ready to embrace the light and your newfound fiery spirit. The greater your recent challenges, the greater the reward. Be prepared for a significant transformation. The dragon has immense alchemical power. Alchemical is the process of turning leads into gold. If you've been feeling heavy and weighed down, now is the time for you to shed the load and shine. Like gold is rare. You radiate power and energy and can attract great things in your life when you show others your true magnetic personality. Be careful not to get greedy. Dragons are powerful beings and guardians, often guarding and hoarding treasures. However, treasures is not always material. Instead, it can be spiritual and residing deep inside your core. You just need to let it out to unleash your inner fire and potential on the world, bringing you good fortune and abundance. Okay? Now, Spirits was kind of telling me y'all ain't really ready for this, but I'm just giving it to y'all. That's the type of person I am. So the alchemist works in their laboratory. A true visionary, their works process may seem chaotic and fiery. Still, there is order in their chaos as they use the dragon fiery breath to turn lead into gold. The dragon brings change and spirituality to process. Okay. Finally, we got to that reading. Go ahead and break down that bonus I presented to y'all. for. For a truck. For it. It says, imagine the drawing of the tree of life on the palm and divide it into horizontally to create three worlds. The largest one indicates which type we belong to. The part between the end of the thumb and the base of the finger contains the trunk. This is called the practical world, where we accomplish our tasks, achieve our aspiration, and can contemplate our work. Just as the trunk supports the tree, the practical world makes us effective. Definitory meaning, no change is made without action. Improvement is not assumed, it is experienced. If you want to grow like a tree that soars towards the sky from the earth, you must work to strengthen your trunk and carry out your dreams. Back at you, Kobe Naifa live in the flesh. I got the potion, I got the motion. Stay tuned. Peace.